Hello, my Z followers, and welcome back to the question where you have the questions and I have the answers. And I know I just uploaded a video yesterday, and I'm glad you guys liked it. I say the 5 of you who watched it, but I'm making a video the day after because it's winter break and I have a lot of time and I'm at my mom's house, so I have even more reason to do it. And today is going to be the question that I've been putting off for a long time because I didn't really start thinking about it until now, and then I wrote a whole essay on it, and I never really stopped thinking about it. And I guess it's a long overdue question. And that question is censorship. Why is it important? Why do we have it? Is it important? And is it a good or bad thing? It's a really big thing. I know it's been like in controversy for a long time now. And for y'all who don't know, censorship is basically excluding something from like media because it's either like obscene or inappropriate, or it could be a threat to national security is what the legal definition is. And I guess it's not only that, like most censorship were just like, oh, they excluded like they're censoring curse words on TV, or they banned this book because it said this, or not allowing people to say the word pregnant on TV. That one's really stupid. I got a text, I'm sorry. Just my hand in front of the camera. Hello, hand. Okay. But it goes deeper than that. Censorship to me is basically omitting any detail or anything that you don't want someone else to see. Censorship is basically deciding how one person is going to react if they see something else. It's like code switching when you're talking to somebody and maybe you're all up in like this high energy, powerful way to your friends, and then you're more like demure and reserved to your parents. That's code switching. That's another form of censorship of yourself. So we all do something for somebody else's approval because we think someone can handle it, someone can't. Censorship is basically deciding what someone can and cannot handle. And that's also the basis for lying and omission of the truth. And it goes a lot deeper than just not allowing curse words on TV and movies. And is it a good or bad thing? I guess it has its purposes. It does have its purposes, but in most cases it just causes more problem than not. Like, I understand wanting to omit curse words from TV for like children's sakes, but then it gets kind of over the top, I guess, when parents are just like, oh my god, you need to act grown up, you need to be mature, you can't use language like this like to teenagers, when really we've been taught our whole lives that being able to say shit like that, literally, is such an adult thing to do. Like, I call it, like, I say like too often. When people say, oh, watch your language, or, oh, what is it, it's just make it kid appropriate. I always like, no, it needs to be parent appropriate language because parents are the ones who have issues with it, and adults are the ones who have issues with us saying those words, because kids are fine with it, which is fun. Another thing that censorship really gets into is it really shows a lot of the people who are choosing to censor those words, because one of our mentors always said that if someone has an issue with something, it's because they're insecure with that part of themselves, and that's totally true most of the time. If it's not true for you, then that's cool, but I guess for me it's totally true. For a lot of cases it is true. So it's an interesting topic, and once it gets all down to like personal politics, the use of appearance kinda in everyday life, and how we want to appear to others, and how we can use how we appear to others and to achieve our goals, and to all that. And basically, censorship isn't the small like pest that we think it is. It's actually this really big thing that our society is kind of built on. Is we're always censoring part of ourselves for someone else, or we're always censoring something for someone else, or we're omitting the truth for someone else. And it's not that we think it's like we're consciously doing it. It's just that they're gonna freak out if I say this, or they're gonna freak out if I do this. And I can't say if it's a good or bad thing because I want to strongly go out and say, yeah, censorship is bad because of this and this and this. Because it's allowing you to oppress who you are in order to feed the masses and all that kind of stuff. But also, it's kind of a survival mechanism, you know? And the whole PG, ratings, that kind of stuff, that's really useful because in some ways, it does help us, maintain that childlike fantasy. But at the same time, there has to be a point where people can go, oh, you know, you're not a kid anymore, you're not an adult, you can make your own decisions, I guess. That's just in like swear words though. But as for everything else, I say that you should try to be yourself 100% of the time. And if that yourself chooses to code switch, that's all you. You know, if you feel like it's safer to just do that whole back and forth, then do that. Because I understand that people do respect their parents and people do things with their friends they wouldn't do with their parents and vice versa. And I respect it because I do that too, and it'd be a hypocrite to say not to do it. So, censorship, while in like mass media, like banning books because of something, that's really stupid. Banning of books due to censorship is really stupid. I have to say, that is the one thing about censorship I do not like, is the banning of books. To Kill a Mockingbird was banned in my high school because of the R word. Not R word, N word. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the N word. And it's like, I understand you don't want kids to read that and then use it, but one, they're already using it anyway. And two, it takes place in the Deep South during a period of segregation. It's literally a part of our history. And the fact that we choose to suppress that and to hide that is really fucked up. Same thing, like, just with history in general. The censorship of history and the control of history and the way history is presented through the public education system pisses me off even more. But that's a video for another day. But yeah, censorship for that purpose. That's what's stupid. Or whatever, not being able to show, like, I guess in high school, censorship should be less of an issue. Like, I understand censoring it for kids because they are younger, they are innocent, but high school, we've seen shit, we've experienced shit, we know more about the world, at least my generation does. And I feel like they shouldn't treat us as kids and then expect us to act like adults. And I've ranted about this a lot before, but that's basically what they do. And censorship is just another way that they do that. And all that kind of junk. So, yeah, censorship. It's a very broad topic. I don't have one big yes or no because I never really have a big yes or no on any of these opinions, any of these questions, because there's such a gray area that everything falls into. So many questions are bigger than just the surface. Like, on the surface, censorship is questionable because, yeah, it's good for a time, but then afterwards, it's not. It's one of those, it's like, you don't like it, don't watch it thing. We can't just conform everything to you. But at the same time, if it's something that's, yeah, going on mass media that children might see, then sure, it's fine to censor swear words. But if it's going to be anything else, yeah, that's I guess it. And once again, code switching, a form of censorship. Anything we do to present ourselves as kind of a form of censorship of ourselves. And I said this last time, but we really only know ourselves when we realize how we act when we're alone. And I guess the only way to not censor ourselves as people is to work to become comfortable with who we are and to accept who we are, because who we are and who you are is valid. And there are going to be so many people who say that you're not. You just have to know that they're only invalidating you because they are insecure with themselves. Because you are a precious ray of sunshine and I love you. So that's been my opinions on censorship. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, arguments, I would love to hear them in the comments. I would love for new subscribers too. We reach 20, maybe we can get to 30. I think we can. It just depends on how fast y'all are willing to subscribe. And tomorrow is Christmas. Today is Hanukkah. Tomorrow is also Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah. Uh, Merry early Christmas. And I love all of you guys, no matter what religion. I love you no matter what race, ethnicity, sexuality, gender. You are all valid in my eyes. Unless you're a pedophile. Then you're not. Okay. So, have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, wonderful Hanukkah. Have a happy holidays. I love y'all. So long and thanks for all the fish. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.